Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
I did not destroy my life overnight, and I definitely did not build it back up overnight. And so I needed time to build my life back up.
A summer of challenges lie ahead for the Fargo-Moorhead area as the drug crisis we've been battling continues. That's from one of the metro area police chiefs. Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
3 police chiefs were guest speakers this morning at a Chamber of Commerce event discussing disturbing crime trends and how heavy the drug problem is. But an often repeated phrase at the event, 28 days, is not enough.
Valley News Team's Bradford Eric looks into what it's going to take to bring long-term addiction resources to our friends, families, and neighbors.
Carrie Leno says she is thankful she was able to finally get the help she needed.
I was checked into the Mayo Hospital down in Rochester, where I stayed for about a week. From there, went straight to their treatment center. And that's how the beginning of my recovery started.
Leno was addicted to alcohol, and she says she eventually wound up homeless, pawning everything she owned to get another drink.
That addiction it's not just the drinking and the drugs. It is rebuilding your entire life. So I had to rebuild my whole life.
That's why she's part of Regroup, a recovery help organization where those undergoing treatment can turn to help get their lives back. But we keep hearing how the FM area lacks long-term addiction help.
For me, 28 days is not enough. I needed a lot longer care. Extended treatment, 90 days.
While some find a 28-day treatment works, others need no help, and still others need more. North Dakota Senator George Sinner shared a story at the Eggs and Issues event of a friend who sought treatment, but eventually fell back into the cycle of addiction and ultimately died because of it. So what's actually happening to bring these resources here?
Nothing happens overnight. We didn't get here in one day, and we're not going to have the answers to these problems in one day.
Chief Ebinger says the FM area is at the stage of where we know we have a drug problem. The next step is finding that solution.
The source of drugs being available through the internet has changed our investigative tactics.
Just days ago, this search warrant was filed in Cass County, detailing how a man's cell phone contained information on drug purchases and sales through the dark web. How we obtain these drugs is changing, and as a result, it's become much tougher for police to battle. When we can order drugs from China online, how does a local police department and county court prosecute that? It's part of the answers stage the FM area is now moving into. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
There's a new addiction resource coming to the area, too, Ray of Hope Counseling Services. The owners hope to have their paperwork in order by the end of this week and say they're already in talks with many people seeking their help. For more on the Eggs and Issues event, as well as links to Regroup, just click on this story at valleynewslive.com.
Some people are questioning the transparency of the Fargo City Commission after the passage of a controversial land deal. Last night, a Fargo City Commissioner recommended the city release the audio from negotiations over the buyout of the Kinsler House. It was a recommendation that was shot down by the mayor, deputy mayor, and another city commissioner. The question was raised by Commissioner Tony Gehrig. He wants to release the tapes to show transparency, along with why the city made the decision they did. Fargo Mayor Tim Mahoney says by releasing the tapes, it could hurt future negotiations, and adds the purpose of an executive session is to talk about things in confidentiality.
I say we're being very transparent. We've given you all the facts and figures to tell you all out there in front of you. What else would you need?
Well, I don't think there's any kind of tactic or kind of, master art of the deal that we're concealing by not letting these records go.
The North Dakota Attorney General's office confirms it is looking into an opinion of an alleged open meeting violation.
Now to a story we exclusively brought to you back in November. After numerous complaints about attorney Jesse Matson, the Minnesota Supreme Court has filed a supplementary petition for disciplinary action seeking public discipline of the Detroit Lakes attorney. Valley News Team's Christine Stanwood has been following the story from the beginning and joins us now live with more. Christine?
That's right, Andrea. We first heard about Jesse Matson when a viewer called our whistleblower hotline claiming that the lawyer was scamming clients out of money. Following that, Valley News Live received dozens of phone calls and emails saying the same thing happened to them. Now, we just received this 22-page petition against Jesse Matson that was filed yesterday from the director of the Office of Lawyers Professional Responsibility. 13 clients stepped forward with claims of unprofessional conduct, some with the same complaints that we told you about from not returning phone calls to not reimbursing clients' checks worth thousands of dollars. Matson faces these 3 counts you can see behind me. He has 20 days to answer to these charges. Now, once those 20 days are up, the Minnesota Supreme Court will make the final decision on his discipline. The last action from the North Dakota Supreme Court was an order of suspension on Jesse Matson. Minnesota conducted this investigation based on reciprocal discipline out of North Dakota. And Andrea, we did reach out to Jesse Matson following this petition, but the call went straight to his voicemail.
Okay, thank you, Christine. Final action by the Supreme Court can include dismissal of the petition or reprimand to disbarment. Be sure to stick with Valley News Live on this story.
As Christine mentioned, this story first came to our attention through our whistleblower hotline. If you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, call 701-237-6576 and leave your tip.
Quiet and sunny out there today, not too hot either. Let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson to see what tonight will look like. Hutch?
Andrea, thank you very much. The radar extremely quiet this evening as temperatures have risen into the low 70s. So seasonable weather returning for some, a few mid and upper 60s across northwest Minnesota and northeast North Dakota. But the wind is really quieted down. So in Fargo this evening, 60s, most of it dropping into the 50s after sunset. Quiet weather, light wind in Grand Forks and Fergus Falls. Should be a nearly perfect evening. We'll cool off quickly, but the heat is on the way. A chance for some rumbles of thunder in the forecast, and hour-by-hour details are here in a few minutes.
All right. Thank you so much, Hutch.
You bet.
A fentanyl overdose has claimed the life of a man in Jamestown. Travis Burgad was found dead in a bathroom back in March, and today officials say it was from an apparent fentanyl overdose. Dr. William Masello tells NewsDakota.com that Burgad had a history of drug abuse and that he was recently released from a drug rehabilitation facility.
New information tonight in the case of a man arrested last week near Alice, North Dakota. That's where a woman says she was held against her will and sexually assaulted. Alice, North Dakota is located here about 50 miles west of Fargo. Now, court documents show that Cass County deputies are looking for guns, Benadryl tablets, and a cell phone that could point to what happened on June 2nd. The documents say the alleged victim claims 51-year-old Stephen Schmidt beat her and attempted to rape her. The alleged victim also reported that Schmidt smashed her head against a door after an argument. Court documents also say that Schmidt also kept on trying to give her Benadryl tablets and to drink something, but she kept on refusing. Now, to read the full story, we have it online. Just head to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. There will be extra officers on North Dakota highways this month. They'll be looking for impaired drivers. 50 law enforcement agencies across the state will be participating in the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign. Last year, across the state, 44% of all fatalities in motor vehicle crashes were alcohol-related. From 2005 to 2014, an average of 62 people a year died in crashes in North Dakota where alcohol was involved.
We are just an hour away until the Democratic presidential caucuses get underway in North Dakota. Although NBC News is projecting Hillary Clinton has clinched the Democratic nomination, Bernie Sanders insists superdelegates could still turn the tide in his favor. Tonight's open caucuses in North Dakota are to elect delegates to the June 18th state delegate selection meeting. Anyone who is a Democrat and a qualified voter can participate tonight. Among the voting locations, Ben Franklin Middle School and Carl Ben Eielson Middle School. We'll have full coverage and results tonight on Valley News Live, 10 at 10.
Today, Minnesota's legislative leaders are regrouping in hopes of salvaging a $260 million tax relief package. They discussed the prospect of a special legislative session later this summer. Governor Mark Dayton added to the pile of leftover work after refusing to sign the tax relief bill.
I was not going to sign a tax bill with a $101 million error to it. I mean, that would have been foolish. I'm not responsible for the error. If the House caucus, Republican caucus, gotten their bonding bill out, time to work on it, we wouldn't have had a bill on the last night of the session riddled with factual errors.
Governor Dayton is hoping to call a special session by the end of the month.
It's Tuesday, and that means it's time for this week's restaurant report card. Tonight on Valley News Live, 10 at 10, find out which restaurants are up to par and which need to clean up their act. Again, that's tonight on Valley News Live, 10 at 10.
Here's something you don't see every day. Fargo police, with the help of the city public works employees, They were on a rescue mission today. They were saving baby ducklings from the sewer along University Drive. Someone called police after they saw a duck and her ducklings disappear while walking across the grass. Police used a net to catch the little ducklings. We're told that they're not able to be reunited with mom, but they are in foster care until they're old enough to go back into the wild.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very good job.
Speaking of police, Moorhead's police chief throws a verbal fastball in the direction of the Minnesota Twins. You'll hear it later on Valley News Live at 6.
And our temperatures peaked in the low 70s today in Fargo, Moorhead, some 60s in northwest Minnesota. The heat is on and storms will return. Details in your hour-by-hour forecast are coming up right after this.